Here's Today I Learned on Reddit. And what I learned today was that in North Korea, pizza is very expensive. Kim Jong-il wanted pizza, so he brought over a bunch of pizza cooks in 1999, and now they do have somewhat of a pizza industry in North Korea. Pizza there costs between $6 and $12, which is more than the average person can afford. It's kind of something that only diplomats and very fancy people like to have. So I was looking for pictures of some of the North Korean pizza places. I found this. You can see the North Korean flags on the roof and a sign out front that says, "The great Korean people are a nation that possesses 50 atomic bombs." Comic Sans is a good choice for the sign. This is not in North Korea. This is in San Jose, California. Here's a real one. Now, Kim ordered the first pizza place built in 2008. He had sent these chefs to learn in Rome and in Naples. Now, this story led me from North Korea down to South Korea, and I found out about Mr. Pizza. This is a giant pizza chain in South Korea. They are the first pizza place on Kazdak, which is their version of NASDAQ. They opened their first store in 1990 in Seoul, Korea, right near a women's college. And by 2013, they had over 400 restaurants in South Korea, 28 in China, they had a couple in America, and they had some in Vietnam. Now, maybe it's tied to the fact that they opened their first one near a women's college, but their slogan is love for women.
이런 사랑 말곤 없니? 미스터피자! 부드럽게 다가와 쫄깃하게 감기는 이 맛은 한치 for women. Mr. Pizza.
It looks like all of the locations in the United States have closed. They had one in Buena Park, California. I know they had one in the Westwood Mall in California. They were opening a lot out in California, a couple others throughout the country. I know there was one in New York City. They're all gone. I really love digging through the history of this pizza place. They have a very comical ad where they say that Marco Polo stole the idea of pizza from South Korea.
I hate Marco Polo. He stole one of our national treasures. He stole pizza from Korea.
Pizza is indeed ours. Most of the evidence has been destroyed, but fortunately, artifacts are continually being uncovered.
They claim that South Korea is the birthplace of pizza, and as proof, they offered this statue.
I found a piece of undeniable evidence, a Buddha from the Goryeo dynasty. Look on top of his head. What is that? It can only be a pizza box. For years, people have speculated over the meaning of the second box. I think this is the first buy one, get one free garlic bread promotions of the time.
We also invented garlic bread.
In 2015, they opened their 100th location in China. They're a really neat pizza place. They have very unique pizzas. Obviously, they have a lot of local culture and flavor to some of them, so they look very strange to us here. The other thing that they have is guys that flip pizza like nobody's business. Take a look at this. These are absolute pizza flipping experts. There are videos of them online where they've gone to like the Las Vegas pizza show and they've put on a show. There's other videos that you can see where they have taken an area and set up like a pop-up, and then almost like a rock star, these pizza guys come out and flip the pizzas. Now, when you go to the restaurant, they have kind of a glass window so you can watch them make the pizza, and watching these guys work is fascinating. I want to show you this ad. I mentioned how they have some local flavors in them. This pizza's got eggs on it.
살살 녹는 에그 타르트 엣지로 처음 맛보는 부드러움.
에그타 에르몬 에그타
에그타.
에그타? Thank you.
The joke is that they're passing gas. That's the joke here? In South Korea right now, they say they have pet fever, and so people are absolutely doting on their pets, very similar to what happens in the United States. And so Mr. Pizza has a couple pet options. Now, these are made with a rice flour dough that's easier for the dogs to digest. These are in two different varieties. These are the two most popular varieties for human pizza in Mr. Pizza's restaurant. You've got pepperoni, or pepperoni, and then cheese blossom steak, which I don't know exactly what it is. It looks interesting. These are made with a salt-free cheese. They've designed them in a way that they're really better for the pets. I'm sure they don't taste very good. This is Jung Woo-Hyun. He was the founder of Mr. Pizza. He stepped aside, though, in 2017. There were a lot of reports that he was pushing the franchisees way too hard. He was also insisting that they purchase cheese at a higher price from a relative of his. He had to bow his head in shame after he stepped down. As I was researching Mr. Pizza, I kept finding out all kinds of great things, but I kept reading such negative things about Jung Woo-Hyun. It actually very much hurt the chain. It's now been several years, so the chain appears to have bounced back from that. But that happened right around the time they were rolling out these restaurants into the United States. Researching Mr. Pizza was very difficult, not just because of the language barrier, but also because it's such a simple and common name for a pizza place. I kept finding unrelated things, like this pizza place is called Mr. Pizza. It's in Buffalo, New York. It's got nothing to do with the South Korean Mr. Pizza chain. I also found out about an unrelated chain called Mr. Pizza that was in Japan, but was eventually purchased by the current Mr. Pizza chain. They killed Spider-Man.
주라기 맥앤치즈 피자 출시.
Mr. Donut becomes Mr. Pizza? I was very interested in what Mr. Donut was. It turns out Mr. Donut is a Japanese donut chain that started here in the United States.
Buy a dozen delicious Yuletide donuts and get 50 cents off your next dozen.
An American man named Harry Winkoker started the Mr. Donut chain. Now, before that, he opened his very first donut shop all the way back in 1949 in Boston. Then in 1955, Harry starts working with his brother-in-law, William Rosenberg, who had just started his own donut chain called Dunkin' Donuts. The partnership soured, and so Harry broke off to start his own chain, which he called Mr. Donut, and they expanded quickly to 275 stores across the US and Canada. And then in 1971, they expanded out into Japan. In 1990, Dunkin' Donuts purchased the Mr. Donut chain, and they gave all the franchisees a choice. They could stay as Mr. Donut, or they could change their store to become a Dunkin' Donuts store. And most of them chose to go with Dunkin' Donuts. In fact, there's only one Mr. Donut left in the United States, and it's located in Illinois. However, the chain is thriving outside the US with over 10,000 locations throughout Japan, El Salvador, the Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, Taiwan, and Singapore. Japan is its biggest market, where it is the #1 donut franchise of them all. Now, circling back to Mr. Pizza, there's another Mr. Pizza I found that was in Brazil. This is the largest pizza chain in all of Brazil. It's headquartered in Rio de Janeiro, and it opened in 1983, which was 7 years before Mr. Pizza opened out in South Korea. This Mr. Pizza has over 50 locations all throughout Brazil. In fact, they were the first franchise food restaurant in the country of Brazil. They've got an Easter Bunny pizza. I don't know what the web is for. They're going to catch is a spider trying to catch that bunny? Banana pizza for scale. There is a knockoff Brazilian Mr. Pizza that's called Mr. Pizza. Baby, our place is phony, but we've got lots of sausage and pepperoni. Take these chicken wings. Huge shout out to everybody on Patreon. I have postcards for you guys. I send a postcard to everybody on Patreon. You can sign up for just $3 a month. You'll get a nice postcard. We'll check in with each other once a month. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, we got a great group chat on there. So if you become a member, I'm in there almost every day and we're all talking about nonsense. So please come and join me. Join Michael and Jessica. Join Cheese God. Join Chris. Join Awkward But Awesome. And join Matthew David Chapin. Join for just $3. And I'll send you a postcard every single month. And if you want to try it out, you can come join for free. There's a lot of posts on there that you can only see if you sign up. Then you can decide later if you really need a postcard from me of whatever this mountain is. I am loving this Mr. Pizza. I want to show you this commercial. They really do try to appeal to women. They had this secret garden pizza, which is supposed to be more healthy. Basically, it's like you put a salad on top of a pizza. Just take a look. There's also another one where the women are in the secret garden and the men are spying on them. And one for crab pizza that was going to give me nightmares. In a moment, you're going to have a couple boxes on the screen. On this side will be a video I did about the invention of pizza and the first ever pizza delivery. Also, I talked about the Leaning Tower of Pizza that Domino's had built. It's a fascinating story and it's all there. That's the second channel. Have you been to the second channel? I think there's 174 subscribers. Let's try to get that to 200. Come on, go over there, check it out, and I'll see you next time.